is there market for grass cutter?
Yes. You can the market is you can't even meet up. You know, Africans we love bushmeat
Okay.
because of the delicacy. So, and one good thing about grass cutter is it doesn't have any religious barrier that I know for now.
Okay.
Compared to pork. Pork, certain religions cannot eat pork.
Yeah.
Certain religions don't eat lizard. And in some climb, they eat lizard. You know, a lot of factors are high. But in grass cutter, so far, there is no any religious barrier, and that's an advantage, which means virtually all Africans can eat it.
So there is too much market for it.
Oh,
and you can't even meet the demand.
you cannot meet up
with the demand.
Yes.
On today's episode, we're gonna be speaking to a farmer who is into grass cutting with over 4 years experience. Good day, sir.
Good day.
Thank you for having us here. Good day. Thank you for having us here today at your farm. We are truly honored. Please kindly introduce yourself to our viewers and the name of your farm.
Okay, my name is Okeolu Akayode, and with me here is also my brother, Mr. Femi. You're welcome to Oaknick Farms. What we do basically is grass cutter, although we also have rabbits, but we major in grass cutters.
Thank you so much for having us. We truly appreciate you. Please tell our viewers how you got started into grass cutting business.
It's actually as a result of quest for survival, and I was actually looking for a sustainable agricultural venture that can actually keep me going. So I did my research and discovered that grass cutter is actually not going to compete with the little fund I have on ground, and it's going to actually help me to be able to take care of my family, and that was how I launched into it.
Okay, that's impressive. So far, how has the grass cutter business been?
It's fantastic because it actually allows you to have time freedom also.
Okay.
You can also have a side hustle while you are trying to grow the business part of grass cutter. And if you are looking for an agri-venture that can give you 6 figure over a period of time, that can also be sustained. You know, as it stands now, we have a downturn in Nigeria. The economy is bad. If you look into those who are doing poultry, those who are into poultry, the feed is so expensive. Cost of feeding is actually what takes a bulk of the gain of farmers. But in grass cutter, all you need to do, about 95%, or let me say 85% of what you use in feeding them is gotten in the wild. And that is why where our farm is situated is actually where we can have access to a lot of leaves around us, which is available all year round. Some of those green, you can even plant them, like the bamboo. We have it in abundance here. So for sustainability, grass cutter is the key.
That's amazing. So speaking of sustainability again, you said the feed is a bit is less expensive compared to other agricultural methods such as poultry. What do you feed grass cutter for?
Majorly, we have a lot of grasses. We have relevant grasses. We have several grasses.
Just grasses.
Grasses. You give them sugar cane. Give them cassava. Give them a lot of things that you can plant easily. You don't need to go and buy formulated feed and all that. So it's a very give you a lot of low cost of production.
Okay.
So to sustain them is very easy for an average farmer who is starting, who wants to break an even, wants to make money. So if you go into grass cutter, it's sustainable and it's easy for you to access their food. at a very cheap cost.
Okay, so I can actually run a grass cutter farm without even buying feed.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's the uniqueness about this reign of grass cutter.
Okay.
You don't need to start going to buy from either feed here and there. Just get your grasses for them daily and let it be fresh. Get your cassava, get your maize, dry maize, heat them. So, and they are good to go. Even bamboos. So it's very, and it's very profiting.
Oh, okay.
Very profiting.
So
Just to add to what he said, there are a number of items that when you get to the market, people throw away. Like even grass cutters can be reared in the city. I mentioned earlier the reason why we're here in this location is because we have a lot of availability of grasses. But even right there in the city too, you can. Like for instance, the ugu stem.
okay.
That's the vine, or what's it called? That they do
Pumpkin.
through pumpkin, exactly. They love it.
Oh, so which means I can even raise grass cutter
In
in
the
my
heart of
backyard.
yes.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. I'm here at your farm and I don't perceive any odor or smell from this farm. So what is the secret here?
Yeah, well, if you want to run any livestock farming, you have to be up and in terms of cleaning. So every day you have to clean their houses and all that. So it's not that they don't smell, but you have to take care of their rooms.
Oh, so
every
it's
day.
just
So
hygiene.
hygiene that's just the basic thing for anything livestock.
Okay. Speaking of livestock itself, of the grass cutter itself, what is a day like in your farm?
It depends on your animals. If you have a lot of animals, you're going to have a lot of busy schedule because you have to feed them. And basically, animals feed basically in the night. They eat freely in the night because they operate. Grass cutter move. If you look at the white very well, they move in the night.
Oh, so they are nocturnal.
They are nocturnal,
yes.
yes.
So if you want to also get best of them, do much of the feeding in the night. So when you wake up, clean their rooms, get their feed, that's their grasses and all that. So you just have to be up and doing. That's just it. So
Okay.
and it depends on how many animals you have. That would determines the bulk of work. And then you need, if you are not available, if you're kind of farmer that is not always available, to get an attendant that would be helpful to you to clean your houses and all that.
Okay. And what about water? In terms of water?
Basically, much of what they eat has water as a content. For instance, sugarcane.
Okay.
Water is in sugarcane. Elephant grass also has water. So, from experience and from the training we did, we don't give them water every day. We give them water just twice a week.
Twice a week?
Yes, and
Impressive.
that sustains them.
Okay, so they are absorbing that water from the
Yes, cassava is also with some water content, bamboo leaf, ugu stem, that's the pumpkin, sugar cane, name it, it has water, so you don't need to give them every day. Just give them twice a week, and you are good to go.
Okay, that's amazing. Speaking of diseases, are there some diseases or challenges you face regarding diseases, and how do you cope with those two?
Usually in this kind of it's common to other agri ventures like livestock, other livestock outside rabbit too, grass cutter, pardon. You have to actually make sure that the area of feeding is well catered for. If feeding goes bad, you can actually make your animal undergo the process of having diarrhea.
Okay.
So the first thing is to make sure the feeding rudiment is actually intact, so that your animals will not come down with diarrhea, and that is actually deadly. It will kill them within the twinkle of an eye. Then another one is you need to guide against cold.
Okay, so they don't like
They
cold.
don't like cold. So in an enclosure like this, a number of times what people do ask is, but these animals roam around in the wild. How come cold is now affecting them here? You know, in the wild they look for tree trunks or certain areas whereby they can go underneath and hide themselves to create a level of warmth. But in this condition now, we have kept them in hutches or in cages. Then we have to make the room or the pen
Warm enough
for them so that
Okay.
that will not lead to death or sickness. So those are the basic challenges we face. They are hardy, and they are that's why I even love them too. Unlike other livestock whereby you keep buying drugs. Then we also use organic method to actually fortify their immune too.
Okay.
Part of the items we add in the water is ginger. We also add garlic and turmeric in order to fortify their immune system. Then once in a while we also give them multivitamin just to supply the necessary elements the body needs for them to do well.
That's amazing. I think you are even taking care of this grasshopper more than even human beings.
Of course.
So whatever is going to give you money, you have to take care of it.
Yes, for sure.
If you want to get, if it's just like if you want the best from them, give them the best.
The best. So what you
They
give
needed-
is what you
They needed
get.
attention, yes. They needed attention, they needed care, they needed people who want to use all they have to buy animals. But there are no preparation for their drugs. There are no preparation for where they will stay. You know, so you have to put everything in perspective. How much will I start with? How much can I afford? Then the sustainability in terms of, am I going to be available to take care of them? Am I going to need an attendance that will take care of them? These are the things that you need to first sit down and examine. So if you're a farmer, you are starting afresh, you don't have much money, you have to consider, okay, how much are you going to part way with to start this business? So that will determine the way you're going to start or run the business. I don't know whether you understand what I'm trying to say.
100%.
Because you don't just jump into it.
Yeah.
Then there's a process of learning too.
Okay.
So because a lot of farmers just go into farming because they felt it's lucrative, it's easy and all that. So I tell people that farming is not a vocation, farming is a profession.
Okay.
So there's a place of learning.
Place of learning.
You don't just jump into it because they tell you that money is there. Farming is not Ponzi scheme.
Okay.
So what it means is that you have to first
Put in effort.
to learn
Okay. And master everything.
before going into it. And if you go into it, you need to have somebody that will mentor you or put you through so that you don't lose your money.
Okay. So like for someone who is starting on a very little capital, like how many grasshopper cutter do they need to start the process?
Before I talk about that, for a new starter, a newbie, what we are looking at is to actually encourage youths in agriculture to keep going, and from there they can actually grow and get it bigger to the next phase. Now, for a youth, for instance, a graduate or somebody who is young, who is passionate about livestock and wants to venture into grass cutter, this is not the type of structure that fellow can start with, because this is capital intensive. This will require a lot of factors: purchase of blocks, cement, metals, and what have you, and that will be really bulky for a youth or a fresh graduate. So for a fresh graduate, they only need to start with the wooden cage.
Okay.
The wooden cage, which is lined with wire mesh, half-inch wire mesh. and that is in Nigeria, or it's so with about maybe 50,000 naira. You could get 50 to 60,000 naira. You could get for 2 colonies.
Okay.
What I mean by a colony is because we categorize them as a family.
Okay.
A colony has 4 females and 1 male.
Oh, okay.
So you can have a compartment that will house 2 colonies at the rate of 50 to 60,000 naira to start with, using the wooden and wired cage. So if you talk of 50,000, then you can talk of mentoring, that's training.
Okay.
You know, people perish for lack of
knowledge,
understanding.
yeah.
So when you get a mentor, or either you do it online or through physical appearance on the farm, let's say for cooperatives or individuals, it could even go as low as 10,000. Then we talk of, let's assume the first one is 60 for the cage, the training 10,000, that's 70,000. Then you buy the family. A family right now in Nigeria ranges from 155 upward to 250, depending on the age.
The family, is it the colony you're
The
talking
colony,
about?
yes,
Okay.
5 pieces.
Okay.
If you are buying winners, for instance,
Okay.
155,000, 5 animals, 4 females and 1 male. So let's say addition of 155 with 70. Am I right? That's about, it's not up to 230,000 or thereabout.
Yeah.
So with that amount, you can start. But for a farmer or a prospect who does not even have up to that, you can buy a male and a female
Okay.
to start with.
Not even the colony.
Not even the colony. All you need to do is you divide the sum total amount for purchase of a colony, divide it by 5, multiply it by the number you want to buy, either 2 or 1,
Okay.
or 4 or 3, and you start. And in some instances, after undergoing mentorship, some farmers buy a single pregnant female,
Okay.
which is a fast way to arriving at a quicker result. You buy a pregnant female, and from that she kindles. Then by the time the litter size are, the kids are growing, the cutlings are growing. In between, I'm sure, like I did too, I got some funds in, I bought another male.
Okay.
In order to cross the adult female that just kindled. So it depends on the angle and area in which the prospect is coming in. But right now, at least as low as 200, 250,000,
you can begin the business.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's amazing. I asked a question last time I went to a rabbit farmer. I want to ask for grass cutting. Is there something like inbreeding grass cutters?
Yes.
There's inbreed too.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Inbreeding, simply put in a layman's language, is offspring of the same parents or same mother crossing themselves.
Okay.
That's a mother kindled 12, or let's say 4. Then you have 2 females and 2 males in the offspring, the kindle. Now the females and the males crossed themselves. The likely survival rate of those offsprings will be, it's not really good. From grass cutter, it's even more deadly. They will die.
Oh, okay.
They will die. And if they survive at all, they will be susceptible to diseases. Okay. Their immune system will be weak. The productivity will be low.
Very, very good.
They won't give you the desired results that can keep the farm running. So
amazing.
The best thing to do is you pick. That's why we categorize them into colonies. You can pick females of the same mother in a family, but the male can come from another family.
Okay, from a different parent stock.
Exactly, to avoid inbreeding.
When you are buying animals, you have to ask for their history. That's what they call animal history. You have to know the kind of animal you are buying.
Okay.
So that they don't give you, because ordinarily a farmer want to push animal that is not doing well, want to push them out. So you will see an animal. I will see a good farmer want to push out a good animal that is producing well. So if you are buying, you have to know the kind of animal you are buying. So that is why it's very, very important for you to know the animal history. So from that history, you'll be able to know, okay, this animal this is the animal that produced this animal. So if this animal is like this, probably there's likely possibility. So you ask that the mother that produced this animal, how many did he litter? Did she litter by the time she was given birth? That also will tell you the kind of capacity that the offspring too will might likely be carrying. So it's very important for you to understand or to ask questions when you are buying your animals.
Okay, speaking of littering, how many do grass cutter produce?
Usually when you meet some farmers, they tell you they give birth to 8, but it's not always like that from my experience. But it ranges from 2 to 12.
Okay.
We've only experienced that once. That's 12. It's not common at all. But the average number of cutlings, our own Kindle, is 6, 7.
6, 7.
6, 7, 8.
That's amazing.
Which is okay. In fact, for me, I don't want it to go past 7, 8. Because the higher the cutling number, then the more feed you need to give the mother, and the more attention the mother too will need. And from experience, the more the cutlings, you will see that if a mother kindles 4 and another kindles 8, the cutlings of the one with 4 will definitely grow faster and bigger than that one that has 8.
Okay.
Although they will eventually attain the desired weight.
But it takes time.
It takes time.
Oh, okay. I see. So how long, what is the gestation period of grass cut?
It's just 5 months.
5 months.
There's
So
about
they are
155 days.
155 days.
Yeah.
So they give birth twice a year? Or
Twice a year.
Twice a year.
Yes.
And,
If you know how to do the calculation very well, they will carry the third pregnancy into
the other year.
Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. So I can start grass cutter now with just 2 colonies.
Yes.
And within a period of time, I can be hopeful of having about 12 or even 10 liters
Yes.
per colony.
Yes. You can start with just a colony. You know, there is something about exponential growth.
Okay.
The what we are facing right now is our youths don't want to actually do what it takes to grow their business. Everybody is on the fast lane. Everybody is heading towards Russia. I learned that probably I've never been to Russia, but I guess maybe in Russia they always rush. That's why they are called Russians. So youths want to actually arrive now. So they are not willing to do what it takes to arrive later. And there's one thing, a popular saying that whatever you believe you can achieve. That's whatever you conceive in your heart, is possible to achieve it, provided you are taking the right step. So going back to the exponential factor, if you buy a colony and you have 4 females, on the average, the 4 of them gave birth to, let's use 5.
Okay.
We're talking of 20.
Yes.
20 plus the initial 5 you bought.
Okay.
That's 25. Now, from the 20, let's say we have a total of 8 females or 10 females. The 10 females added to the 4, the first filial generation, that's their parents.
Yes.
Added to the 4, we have 14 in total.
Okay.
The 14 females altogether, Kindle, they gave birth to 5. We have 5 times 14. You know, over a period of time, from the offspring of the whole of that 14, multiplied by another 5. So there is a way the number begins to soar high. But because there is a process to it, that process is what our youths are trying to avoid, which there is no shortcut to that. Even if you have all the money to start with and you got like 30 colonies to start, you need to put in the effort. But I tell you, the effort is worth it.
Yeah. So is there market for grass cutter?
Yes. You can the market is you can't even meet up. You know, Africans, we love bushmeat.
Okay.
Because of the delicacy. So, and one good thing about grass cutter is it doesn't have any religious barrier that I know for now,
okay.
compared to pork. Pork, certain religions cannot eat pork.
Yeah.
Certain religions don't eat lizard, and in
Okay.
some climb they eat lizard. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of factors are high. But in grass cutter, so far there is no any religious barrier, and that's an advantage, which means virtually all Africans can eat it.
So there is too much market for it.
Oh,
And you can't even meet the
you
demand.
cannot meet up.
With the demand.
Yes.
So, speaking again on the youth, what advice can you give to the youth regarding grass cutter or any other agricultural venture?
If you are looking for an agricultural venture, you can easily go into with low capital. I think grass cutter is the way for you to go. If you don't have all the money to be buying feed here and there, if you don't have or the huge capital to start, I think grass cutter is just the way to go, because it gives you access to, you have different access, you have different assets to feeds easily. So I think you should think in that direction. Youth, it's easy for you to rear.
I think that is amazing. Do they bite?
Yes,
They bite.
yes.
And they can also be as gentle as a dove. Like when you came in, you saw that they are trying to, some of them are becoming restless. That's because they don't know you.
Okay.
I don't know how God has done that, but they perceive the order of those who come in regularly. When the attendants are here, they know them. So if there is a new person here, they know.
That's
But
God.
over some time, you see them so calm, you can even carry them on your hands. So, but when they sense that you are new and you are not a known person, man, the bite could be deadly. It could be very, very injurious.
So from the liters to market size, how long does it take?
Averagely, it's going to take about a whole year.
A whole year.
Yes, for the male
Okay.
to get to that size that is desired for meat.
Okay. And this is some sort of like a passive income, because you can be doing some other stuff and doing it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
There are, the value part of the value chain in grass cutter is you can do the training
Okay.
for prospects and make money from that. You can also sell breeding stocks. Breeding stocks, which is subcategorized into 3 or 4. You have the winners, you have the growers, you have the adults, and you have the pregnant ones. Then you can also sell meat, which is actually the ultimate goal. We need a lot of Africans to eat good meat. This is white meat, and based on historical facts and medical terms, it is believed that white meat is good for every class of human.
And it's organically grown too.
You understand?
Oh,
So, which is really a plus for the human health. So, I think with this, I would really advise.
No chemical added to any feed.
Yeah.
You are giving them natural foods,
Natural.
plants and all that. So
That's amazing. Thank you so much. For our viewers who are interested in expand into grass cutters business, how can they get in touch with you?
I would prefer to give out our WhatsApp details, or they can also put a call through, but the WhatsApp, it's better due to the reception of the network in the farming area.
Okay.
And I assure them that every message or question asked
Will be responded.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can either send your WhatsApp to 003 484 5030. Should I call that again?
Yeah.
All right, 003 484 5030, or to the Glow line 0805 422 6552. 0805 422 6552. Thank you.
It has been an amazing experience visiting your farm. I know you guys are so busy. Thank you so much for having us. We truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and wish you the best in your grass cutters business and every agricultural venture. Thank you so much. It has been an honor.
Thank you.
Dear viewers, you heard it all from the grass cutter masters. There is no more question to be asked. What are you waiting for? Get yourself some colonies and start a grass cutters business. If you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe, click the notification bell, like, comment, so you never miss